Okay, this is a new topic on explanation-based learning. Let's start with this comparison between similarity-based example and EBL. Similarity-based example is, for example, SPM and decision tree. Those are learning model based on similarity-based. So, similarity based or SBL, they are based on inductive learning. Normally, they require a big training data. And normally they are used to identify pattern. They are able to identify pattern that discriminate the class between positive instant and negative instant in order to obtain the target concept. And this kind of learning model, SBL learning model, require a huge number of training data in order to produce a good conclusion based on statistic. And in those SBL learning model, normally they do not require background knowledge, but the key point here is most often they require lots of data, training data. In contrast, explanation-based learning (EBL), they are normally deductive. In contrast to EBL, that are inductive, EBL is considered a deductive learning model. The key point in EBL is they require they use prior knowledge, and they are able to identify what are the property relevant to the target function, and they actually can identify which one are relevant property and which are not relevant to the target function. Now, the why prior knowledge? The aim is to reduce the number of hypotheses, the hypothesis space, so that the learner or the model, the learning model, consistent with the prior knowledge on the target concept. Now, it is possible to accurately learn even with very minimal training example. Very few are required, but it requires a lot of knowledge. So if you compare this to EBL require lots of data, but knowledge is not required. Whereas for EBL, training data is very minimal, but it requires lots of knowledge. So this is the basically the key difference between EBL and SBL. Okay, EBL. is basically a method for that capable of extracting general knowledge based on observation. So let's take one example. For example, differentiation and simplification in mathematics, in algebraic. Okay, let's see differentiation of x square with respect to x. If we differentiate x square, we obtain 2x. So if you design a system based on differentiation, you can design a system that, for example, over here, you can have a system that where you can ask a function of derivative, and then given the problem x square, and the variable is x, and d is the solution, and then the assumption that you have this knowledge in the knowledge base, KB. So of course the solution for this system will return d equal to x. So this is in one example of a reasoning system. In you design a system where the system capable of giving a solution for a simple differentiation. X square, the solution is 2x. Now, this kind of problem is actually very simple. If we as human, based on our observation, x square is simply 2x. Y square is simply 2y. A square is simply 2a. A very simple differentiation. But for a programming, for a program or a system, it is actually not that simple. But we student in from science stream, we learn in our basic calculus. We don't need many steps to arrive to the conclusion. It is a very simple differentiation, because we have the experience to solve such kind of differentiation problem. But for those without experience, it is something mysterious to them. Or even a program with no experience, it is challenging how to arrive from x squared to x. Now that standard rule, the standard rule of differentiation. Let's say you have another expression y times 2 times x 2 minus 1. Eventually this will result in 2x. So this is how you apply a standard rule of the differentiation. Now, if you use logic programming to solve that simple problem, it requires 136 steps. Now, this is through logic programming. So, in order to derive from x squared to x, it requires 136 with logic programming. Now, how to solve this problem much more quickly. If you happen to arrive, if you happen to encounter the same problem, similar problems, so you don't want to have to go through 136 just to solve a simple problem, x squared. The answer is 2x. So if you follow the same logic programming, then it requires 136. Now how to make it quicker if you encounter the same problem? Yeah. So this is where we use in computer science we use memoization to speed up the program. So instead of going through all the proof, you simply store that problem in a database, and then you have a pair of a problem and the solution. So you have the pair of input output pair. So if the problem is x squared, the solution is 2x. So you just put it store it in a database instead of going through the logic programming. They require 136 steps. So if you put it in a database, you simply need to do the searching. So if you are lucky, then the searching would be very fast, especially if you apply index-based database storing. So that is the basic idea. Now, one problem with that is that you're gonna have a very long input-output pair to be stored in a database for similar type of problem. Now with EBL, what you can do is to generalize the same problem, so that similar problem can be solved much more quickly, but it only require a very minimal storage in the database. Because now, so that you can solve not only x squared, but you can also solve z squared, because x squared will result in 2x. Obviously z squared will result to 2z, for example. Sorry, this one is yes, because these are similar. But if you rely on a purely input-output pair, then you need to store another entry. You have entry for x squared, and then you have entry for z squared. So how to generalize so that any variable you will result with the same solution? Now we want to generalize the function, so that any variable will result in, for example here, to design a general rule, so that any unknown u, so u square with respect to u, you'll get to u. That means you are not limited to a certain variable. So any variable of square will result into 2u, for example. If you have variable u, then it should be 2u. Now, how to express this in a logical term? Then you can express it like this. So you have the function arithmetic unknown, and then you have the variable u. So this will result in derivative of u square of variable u will result in 2u. This is how you write it in logical terms. Now, if you have a knowledge base that contains such a rule with this kind of rule, so any new case that based on this rule, you can quickly generate the solution very quick. So any new problem, similar problem, you just refer to your database with a similar problem, and then you can quickly get the solution. Now, the basic idea of EBL is to construct the explanation based on previous knowledge. And then from there you can establish the definition of the problem and identify the structure of the problem, and then you can come up with the explanation. Now, okay, x square, derivative of x square to get to the solution to x is considered too large. Now, let's try another. Okay, differentiation problem is considered big. The proof is too large. So let's take another example, simplification problem. Let's say you have this this statement, 1 times 0 plus x. So how to simplify this? Now, of course, we as human student in mathematics, we know that this is a very simple simplification problem. But how to put this in a knowledge base? So you may have a knowledge base that include the following rules. So rewrite and simplify u, v, and vw imply a simplify of uw, and primitive u is equivalent to simplify uu. Arithmetic unknown is implying primitive u, and number u as a number is also a primitive. Unknown arithmetic u is a primitive, and u as a number is also a primitive. Now, you have another function. Let's say a function rewrite. Let's say any parameter 1 times u is equivalent to u, and then you can also say 0 plus u is also u. So we have these two rewrite function. 1 times u equal to u, and 0 plus u is also u. Now you have this rule. How many rules here? You have 6 rules. you keep in the database. Now you can construct a tree for this knowledge base. So you have one rule based on the simplification of 1 times 0 plus x. This is the first tree at the top, and then you have the second tree at the bottom. Now, based on these two trees, EBL actually able to construct the two trees simultaneously. Now you have the first case bound to 1, and then you have the second case bound to 0. So in order to apply the variable, the first rule, p times y plus z, if you need to simplify it into rewrite 1 times u equal to u, p must be bound to 1. In the second case, if you want to rewrite so that 0 plus u equal to u, then y must be bound to 0. So that is the condition. So you have these two simplification. Now once you apply from the tree, so you can have this one. Notice this one. So you have variable z, variable z. Now this one can be simplified to this one, because you should notice that whatever value of z, it will not affect the whole statement. So any variable of z, for any value of z, this one is not required. The first two predicate or function is not required. So you can drop them, and then you can simplify this rule. So this rule you can simplify into a much shorter rule over here, because you can drop these two. So in summary, this is the general condition. So you can drop the condition if the final rule does not impose constraint to the variable on the right side. But this one cannot be dropped, this one, because not all possible zero, value of z not necessarily unknown arithmetic, so you cannot drop the last one here, this one. For example, if you say that you have z equal to 2 times 3, then the simplification should be this one, and not 2 times 3. Now there are 4 steps involved in EBL. So you can apply a predicate to describe the knowledge. You can use a predicate to describe the knowledge, and then you can construct a generalized proof using the original proof, and then after that you can construct a new rule based on the proof 3, and then lastly you can drop any condition on the left hand side if it does not affect the value on of the variable on the right side. Now another things to note is if we prune based on the proof 3, we can arrive to this conclusion. So derivative z can be simplified to it is equivalent to this one. And then you can also see prune this one because this one is also equivalent. Now the key point here in this topic is the difference between SBL and EBL. Again, in SBL it requires a lot of data, but background knowledge is normally not required. In contrast, for EBL, very minimal training data should be okay, but it requires lots of knowledge. And then how to get the knowledge, you use predicate. We use predicate to explain the knowledge. We use predicate, and then we use the technique of knowledge base. We store the input output pair and in a database, but makes to reduce the number of entry so that you can generalize the solution. Then you can use predicate to store the knowledge, and in order to arrive to this explanation, you need to construct this tree. So in order for you to get the list of rule in the knowledge base. So that is the basically the summary of and the key point in this topic. So itu saja untuk this topic. So tidak soalan ya? It's okay. Ada soalan ya? There will be one assignment on